People are often hesitant to negotiate when it comes down to being a candidate and getting close to getting an offer. And it's because they're afraid that if they negotiate too hard, the company might pull the rug out from under them and not offer them the position. So what do you do about that as a candidate? Well, there are actually signs. There are signs that show you have the upper hand as a candidate and it is open season for negotiation. In today's video, I'm going to give you 5 surefire signs that you as a candidate have the upper hand and it's time for you to play ball. Let's go. One of the things you want to look for as a candidate is how hard they go out of their way to talk to you about benefits and the offer. So say you have a really good conversation with a hiring manager, then the recruiter or the HR person calls you and they go, hey Ben, I wanted to talk to you again about your offer. What did you say you were looking for salary-wise? Okay, does that include bonus or is that base salary? What about benefits, Ben? Did you say you were 2 weeks of vacation? Was it 3 weeks of vacation? Did you say 4? And from a benefit perspective, I'm gonna spend you the benefits right now. How do those benefits look? How do they compare with your current job? Right? If they reach out to you like that, so you have a great call with a hiring manager, and then shortly thereafter, sometimes ludicrously shortly thereafter, you get a call from the recruiter, from HR, and they're trying to confirm benefits, making sure they're in alignment. Well, guess what? It's a pretty good sign you have the upper hand. If that conversation went poorly and that hiring manager said, guess what? I don't think I'm gonna move forward with Ben. Those people aren't calling you, and they're definitely not going out of their way to confirm that. If this happens, you have the upper hand. Want to know another way you might have the upper hand? They accelerate your interview schedule, right? So they reach out to you and they go, hey Ben, we appreciate your time. We'll talk to you next week. We'll set up time for the hiring manager. And then they reach out again and they go, okay, Ben, we'd like for you to meet with the hiring manager on Tuesday. And then Thursday, there's a few members of the team we're hoping you could talk with. One of 2 things is happening, and they're both good for you. One of which is maybe they really like another candidate, but they're like, hey, I don't want to make a decision on this candidate until you talk to Ben, because Ben was really good. And I think we need to evaluate both before we make a decision. The other thing, so that one's not as good, but still good. They want to bring you in. It's, that's a good thing. The other thing that could be happening is they realized you're a great candidate and you probably won't be on the market for long. So they want to accelerate your process and do everything they can do to get you through. In either case, when it comes down to negotiation, I would view this as having the upper hand because they're either viewing you as a great second place candidate, in which case you should still want to negotiate for yourself and fight for your salary, compensation, benefits, etc. Or you're candidate 1A and they want you. And they're moving up the process to make sure they don't lose you to somebody else or you don't change your mind. And in that case, you absolutely have the right of way to engage in negotiation for salary, for benefits, for vacation, from working from home if you want some of it. Whatever is important to you, that is another indicator that you may have the upper hand and it is time to negotiate. This one's simple, but it happens. They tell you you're a really good fit, right? I've had hiring managers say to me, wow, you have a really solid background for this role. And I've had hiring managers tell candidates you would be a great fit for this is an alignment. Because sometimes when you talk to someone who's the hiring manager, they aren't thinking about, I need to posture effectively and start getting in negotiation mode. They're in future team member identification mode. Is Ben a good fit? I've been interviewing, I've been looking through resumes. This is challenging. They finally get one and they're like, oh my God, good candidate. And they're just candid, wow, you meet the criteria. You're a good candidate. If they're telling you, Ben, you fit what we are looking for, your past experience, education, certifications, qualifications, they make you a good fit for this, you probably have the upper hand. And if you're interested in negotiating, this, to me, would be a green light. I think another thing that is a really big tell, so this is tell 4, is they hard sell you on training and development. So they're not just talking about salary, they're not just talking about vacation, they're not talking about the role, but they're talking about how you could grow with their organization. This is about future you. This isn't even about candidate you. It's not about current you. It's not about offer receiving you. It's about future employee you who can grow and develop. I think it is very common to sell candidates on the benefits of a job or the benefits of a company or to talk compensation. But I don't think you talk to a lot of candidates about some of the training, development, growth, and investment that they're gonna receive as an employee unless it is serious. And if it's serious, well, then it's serious enough for you to be able to negotiate a salary that's going to make sense for you. So this is another indication that you may have the upper hand. Want another key? This is my last one. References. Most employers don't ask for references unless they think they're probably going to extend you an offer. They don't do it in the beginning because it's not a good use of time. Like imagine you have an HR person and there's 4 candidates for a role and you want 3 references when you're going to consider moving forward with a person. You wouldn't say, hey, we've got 4 or 5 viable candidates. Ben, HR Ben, could you go conduct 12 to 15 25-minute reference checks? That is a terrible use of time. It only makes sense if this is a final candidate, maybe top 2, right? But you wouldn't do this for your 3rd place, your 4th place, your 5th place, your 6th place candidate, because if you're doing it for them, then you're doing it for every candidate in front of them, and that is an absurdly wasteful use of the person's time. So the 5th and final indicator that you may have the upper hand in your job search is they are asking you for references, especially if it comes after an interview. You talk to the hiring manager, shortly thereafter, you get a call from the recruiter or HR person and they go, hey Ben, do you have 3 references that I could call? I'd like to talk to them within the next day or 2. Well, what does that tell you? Well, those are buying signs, homeboy. They want to move forward with you. So if you get that, if that happens, to me, that would be an indication I have the upper hand and I am ready to go when it comes to negotiation. There you have it. Those are 5 signs. I hope it helps. I know it can be difficult when you're in that situation. You don't want to push them away, but you also want to maximize the benefit of the risk that comes with making a job change. Well, those are signs. Good luck in your next interview. You got this.